Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast, the only show in the universe with the sole mission of destroying cynicism at the box office. Here are your hosts, Matt, Adam, and Sean.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again movie club. This week, we are talking about Donald Cried, directed and written by Chris Averdesian, and filmed in the great state of Rhode Island, where we are from. So let's talk about it. Let's go around the table.
The home turf.
But wait, do we want to talk about what's next week's movie first before we do our thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs medium? All right.
Sure.
So next week we're doing. Sean, what's the name of it?
Nobody Speak. Trials of the Free Press. It's a documentary.
It's a documentary. It's actually about the trial between Hulk Hogan and Gawker with his sex tape and everything. Heard it's really good. It should evoke some good questions about free speech and freedom of the press for us to talk about. So that's interesting. It's going to be a documentary. This is only our second documentary. The first one we did was the James Bond one with George Lazenby.
That's correct.
So this is our second documentary. Again, it's Nobody Speak. It's on Netflix. Check it out for next week. And sign up for our movie club mailing list. bit.ly/join movie club, or just go to our Twitter account and ask us, and we'll send you the link. So let's get into it. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs medium. Donald Cried. Adam.
Thumbs medium.
Sean.
This is one of those thumbs medium rare.
So like up?
Up. It was
Okay.
thumbs medium plus, but it's a thumbs medium for me.
All right, I'm thumbs up for this one.
All right.
Thumbs straight up.
Go ahead, Matt.
I think Donald is a super fascinating character.
Yes.
Like,
I can agree with that.
See, I'm going to regret my thumbs medium.
He's a super fascinating character. He is somebody we all know.
Yeah.
He is a character that you can relate to. He's a character, you know what I mean? Like it's like a classic like Arrested Development situation.
Yeah. Even if it's not as pronounced.
Sure. But
Because he's very eccentric.
very eccentric. Very.
But we all know somebody, like both those characters, honestly.
Definitely both those characters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that the characters are so well written, and they're so like they just like, and also like they're putting in a lot of some things like there's not really a lot like pulled out of like Rhode Island, but
No.
I think that the writing behind it is indicative of the characters, or I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I think that like the person who wrote this is from Warwick, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
From 10 miles away from where we live.
Yeah.
Or where we grew up.
Yeah.
So I think that like just what his background is, he was able to write these characters, and like with his background, like it rubbed off a little bit on the characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as opposed to if someone wrote the same movie with the same ideas, but they were from L.A.
Right.
or from North Dakota. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of things play into it, and one of them I think is the weather.
Sure. Yes.
I mean,
absolutely the weather.
Couldn't be more miserable,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, nasty. And the lighting was really well done, I thought.
Yeah.
For a
I
movie
thought
like
the
this.
same thing about the weather, Sean. I said the same thing, like, oh my God, what? Like, why would anybody want to live there? It's so miserable.
But doesn't that? It feels like that looks and feels like it looks like if we just got our video camera and walked outside and we videotaped what our streets look like in the wintertime.
It does,
Yeah.
and I was very impressed with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, the characters I thought were really good. I think it
Yeah.
was like kind of commentary on social norms, pretty much both ways. Like the guy's Peter, he's kind of a dick.
Yeah, kind of a dick. Yeah.
Like Donald's kind of annoying and
Yeah.
inappropriate,
yes,
but he's not like mean.
no, he's not mean. Like there's something in Donald that you want like Peter to be like, yeah, like why would you like? Who cares? Like he's just being who he is. Like
And you kind of see them hit that.
He's a good person. He's excited to see someone he's spent his childhood with.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so speaking of that, I'm gonna play a little something from the movie.
Okay.
So this is when when Donald and Peter are first hanging out. I think it's one of the best lines in the movie.
All right.
I just thought like when you left, you became like a bounty hunter or something like that. So when you came back home, it would just be like you on this fucking motorcycle cruising down the street on a big hog with just and everybody, the whole neighborhood's just coming out, and your fucking like hair is just flowing, your muscles are all fucking jacked up, you have weapons and everything.
This must be pretty disappointing then, I guess.
So that, I mean, right? That's one of the fucking most hilarious.
Molly and I were dying laughing. We were like, this guy's. I think. I didn't really look this up, but ad lib.
So
Improv?
he actually talked about that. He said that a lot of his it was like written straight from the page, but he like took liberties here and
Yeah,
there. But
yeah.
it's like that was something he had like thought of and whatever.
He did a really good job. I'd like to see him talk normally.
He's like so put together.
Is
and,
it?
like,
Yeah.
Not like very well put together. Like he doesn't show up
yeah.
in a suit to his Q&As or whatever. But like he's not Donald. But
Like this isn't him.
But
I mean, he's acting
he does say that there's a lot more when he was like acting and playing the character. Then when he would watch back the dailies, he was like, "There's a lot more Donald in me that I'd like to admit." Like there's a lot.
Yeah.
Like he said that like some of it came easy, and like when people like would call out like that was really interesting how you did that, and he's like, "Well, I actually feel like that was like one of my weaker moments, like acting. Like that was just who I was."
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
another thing I want to bring up again, like kind of like having that Rhode Island feel, like that local feel for us, like. We've all been to a party like that party at like the Knights of Columbus or wherever the hell they were. At that place,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We've all been to a party like that at that place with like three people dancing and like the DJ is just like a boombox and there's like food and like a little bit of like like a little bar area and the folding tables with the paper tablecloths. Right? We've all been to that party.
Oh yeah, everybody's hammered.
Yeah, we all know that party. Like we've all been to like different events in the town or whatever and around here. But I thought that was funny. This movie actually started as a short.
I can see that.
And that scene that I just played for you, the one of him in Donald's room, that was one of the original shots from the short. And then they adapted it into a longer, the feature. It was shot over 14 days. It was 11 days with 3 days of reshoots. And they just happened to luck out with the snow. Like the snow just happened to be, they got hit like crazy with a snowstorm. And it worked out perfectly for them because he was like really like... He wanted to have snow in the movie, but it wouldn't have been like a deal breaker if they didn't have any snow. Like he was going to film no matter what. So
I mean, this was released in March 2016. Last year, the weather was fine.
This was filmed.
It was 2015.
It was 2015.
Had to be. 2015 was nasty.
Yes.
Yep. Snowpocalypse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Snowpocalypse.
So that must have been this. That's kind of cool.
So.
I feel like in Rhode Island, you get like people who feel like they can't leave Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'll be stuck here forever
or
whatever. You know what I mean? And I feel like that kind of went into the writing of this as one person just wants to get the fuck out, can't stand this place. The other one's the other way. I feel like, I don't know, do other places must feel that way?
I don't think it's ever.
Absolutely.
I think it happens like here and there. I don't think it's like the... Like, I think there's some places that it feels more like there's a lot of people that just stay in the state or stay in the area where they're from rather than leave. But I also think there's the opposite of that. I think there's areas where, like, everybody just, like, you leave and you go, like, everybody, like, there's a ton of changeover. So that's why I think that, like, that must be interesting for other people to watch that, like, don't get that. But we understand, like, we see people like that. We know people like that. I am a person like that. Like, for a little bit of it. You know what I mean? Like...
It's funny to see Rhode Island like this too, because I like Rhode Island a lot.
Yeah.
And to see it in a movie like this, I mean, it just makes you think your skewed ideas of seeing other places in movies, like Fargo. Like we talked about it in the last episode we just recorded. I mean, it's like you kind of get a taste for what it's like. I mean, to us, we think that. I mean, somebody from Fargo maybe can tell us that's what it feels like, or whatever places it takes they shoot it. You know what I mean? But it's like that's not. Yes, I recognize the snow. Yes, I've walked outside and like walked through a trench of snow.
Yeah.
But when I think Rhode Island, I don't think this all year round or anything. I mean, obviously.
Sure. No.
But it's it's just weird to see it so dreary. When I find like I don't think Rhode Island's dreary. It's kind of weird to see your home state like that.
Yeah, I agree. What'd you guys think of like the struggle that like on the opposite side of like he was just so excited to have Peter in town.
Yeah.
What did you think about like his like struggles that he has like in a daily life that he kind of like has to put up with, like his like stepdad who's like you find out he's his stepdad, his boss at the bowling alley, like basically just abuses him and like treats him like shit. You know what I mean? Like
that was so confusing to me.
Yeah.
And then I got it because it's a stepdad, but it was so confusing. I was like, what's happening?
And then of course you see like how like kind of like Peter treats him like shit a little bit, but Donald doesn't care because Donald's so happy to see for the most part.
And then that story you hear,
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. They go and see and what the hell is his name? Yeah, Towdy. and they go into his room. That was one of the scenes from the original short as well. And he kind of like tells a story, and like he doesn't understand why Peter would like why Donald would want to hang out with Peter. Like, you know, like Peter's just like Towdy's just sitting there and being like, why would you know? He doesn't get why they're together and whatever. And it's like, you know, remember you made Donald cry, whatever, you know. So.
Yeah.
Is that the last time they were all together? Is that are we supposed to assume that was the last time that Peter saw Donald?
I think it was one of the last times. I think that was just kind of like a story from like how he was in general with Donald in high school. And I think Donald was just one of those types of people that like he didn't really care about that like mental and physical abuse he was getting, because he just wanted to like, you know, fit in and be friends with these people, you know. Yep. So
well, he puts up with a lot, like you said.
Yeah.
I took it as that was kind of the last time that, because like Donald is all about, you know, JTT, you know, whatever his last name is, or JLTT.
Yeah,
his last name, Trebek, or I don't know, whatever the name is, and then Towdy or whatever. Like they were a trio, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And Towdy says, you know, the last time I saw you.
Oh, yeah, all right.
He
so
said,
then maybe it was the last time.
But between Donald and Peter, I don't know if it's like set in stone. But the scene where they're in the tunnel and he pulls the gun out.
I was stunned at that.
My meter was like going up.
Yeah,
this is awesome. He's gonna fucking kill us.
Yeah. Right. I thought that too, and then it like turns out to be like he's just like, you know.
And that's still crazy.
It's crazy how they built that though, that tension up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I loved how you think that Peter is panicking, but he's really not. Like this is something they this is something they must have done 100 times before, right?
Yep. No, it was well. It tricked me. It got me, and I was totally like, "Whoa, this movie's gonna get amazing."
Yeah. you thought it was gonna take a dark turn.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna get unbelievable. But no.
Now that I think about it, I'm gonna stay medium, but I'm edging more towards up. So I'm in the same boat as Sean. Like thinking about it and talking through it with you guys. I guess after I finished, I didn't evaluate it as much as I should have. Yeah. But you know, I appreciated everything we just talked about.
Yeah. I'm feeling a bit harsh on it, but.
Yeah, I liked how it was not obvious, but they kept going. There were enough accounts of Peter's former life from different characters to trigger that like he was a very different person last time he was
long hair. He was like a metalhead, right, with Donald, and that was funny.
Yeah, so I mean, like, and he makes it seem like Peter makes it seem like the people are being weird towards him, but like the people are just recalling their memory of him. Like nobody really knows it's him.
Yeah, and I think that you're right. And I think that he thinks like because he moved to New York and he's like being a different person. Like these people are not trying to like put him down by saying these things, like you said, Adam. They're just telling him the truth. Like they're just trying to like they're recalling like what they all used to do together. And he seems like he's kind of like trying to be too good for it, like what he used to be.
Yeah,
definitely. He's trying.
And actually, now thinking about it, when Peter first sees Donald taking the trash out, Donald like refuses to believe it's him at first.
Yeah.
He's like, no,
I can't believe it. It can't be.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, I know what the story's about, so he should recognize him. But then, you know, that sort of plays itself out throughout the movie about how, you know, that's why Donald doesn't recognize him, because he's not the same person as he used to, as his friend from high school.
It's a good point. It's a very good point. I just thought that when I saw this, not this 2016 South by Southwest, it was unbelievable. It absolutely stole the show. It was the best movie I saw by far.
This one was?
Yeah, and it was like unbiasedly. This one I had just like my buddy Mark, who was supposed to be on with us tonight, but he couldn't make it. He was like, I saw the short of this movie that's playing at South by Southwest. It's done by a guy from Rhode Island. I didn't know it was filmed in Rhode Island too until I like started like watching. I was like, I fucking know all these places.
Yeah.
He's like, you should go check it out. Didn't plan on seeing it, but I ended up going to see it, and I was blown away by it. I was absolutely blown away by it. I thought that Donald is such an interesting character. He even says like, I know Chris Averdesian, I saw a Q&A he did at what's the theater on Thayer Street? Avalon.
Yep.
They did a showing of it. Avon. They did a showing of it a couple months ago, and we went to go see it, and they did a Q&A after with some of the producers and some of the actors. Actually, the stepdad was there. But yeah, and he was saying how like he liked playing Donald, but I think that like his next role he's not going to act in. The next thing he's writing, I don't think he's going to act in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He must have
from what
read
I
it.
remember.
Yeah.
But which is like such a tragedy because I like this character Donald is so awesome. I'd love to see what he can do with something else.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought the
The
characters were
writer
good.
director is Donald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I
Yeah.
didn't. Wow.
Yeah, that's Chris Averdesian, and I don't know what relation he has to the mayor of Warwick, like Scott Averdesian. I don't know what relation he has there, but the movie, like I said, the movie was a short first. I think that they did with their own money, very like no budget at all, and then they kickstarted it to make the feature. So there's some people that backed it
I see.
to make the feature. But I just love things like this. I think this is an indie gem that a lot of people should watch. This is one of those movies that like if you happen, and now it's on Netflix, so
It's easy to watch.
you can kind of like
Only an hour and a half too, a quick one.
yeah, didn't drag on at all. I love the scene. I want to just like touch on a couple more things. But when they were at the nursing home, and like they finds out that like Donald had been visiting his grandmother.
He's like, it's been happening for 6 years. It's like, what?
and he like thought I was she thought I was you, and I just didn't want to.
I mean, like the heart was there though.
Yeah,
Like as creepy
yeah,
as it was to
yeah.
like track his grandmother down for his phone number
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Like as creepy as that is, and how creepy as it was, like the
Yeah.
thought was there.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, because Peter lives with his grandmother, and they were best friends, growing up, and so Donald probably had a strong relationship with his grandma.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I love the closure at the end. He finally gets his number.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man, that was
nice.
funny when
Yeah.
he's like answers it. Hello. I thought he was gonna be like, oh, hold on a second, and turn around or something.
That Peter Pan station is frightening. It's scary down there.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
you
it's,
been-
it's an interesting
have you-
place. It's like it's like a fine place and a fine location.
Yeah.
But have you ever like sat in there for a while with some of the people that go through there?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It is.
I usually get there and walk right on the bus.
Oh yeah, no, I've been there a couple times where I like had missed the bus and had to take the next one. You wait there for a while and you see some interesting people there.
Yeah.
But
Excellent choice,
Yeah, good
Matt.
choice.
Excellent choice.
Yep. So again, next week it's
Lot of convo.
what?
It's probably it was a good one to talk about.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. Chase, what did you think about Donald Cried?
He slept through it.
So that's it.
He had a rough day at the draft on Sunday.
Yes, that's right. He was very wiped out. He was up and in and out of the pool,
I had a rough day. At the draft.
drinking the pool water.
It's filled up on pool water.
All right, that's it for the movie club. Make Movies Great Again movie club this week. Next week is Don't Speak. What is the full title? Don't Speak.
Nobody speak.
Nobody Speak.
Trials of the Free Press.
Trials of the Free Press. That's the movie. It's about Gawker and Hulk
Hulk
Hogan.
Hogan.
Hulk Hogan coming for you.
You.
Don't
All right.
say it.
Until next week. That's it. That's movie club for this week.
Later, guys. Love you all. Thanks
Later.
for listening.
Hit us up on Twitter. Tell us what you thought about Donald Cried.
Will
Thanks,
Smith,
y'all.
make Bad Boys 3.
Yeah, come on, Will Smith.